But can you see opposite, 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 opposite? So crawling is the first developmental position where you're really integrating. So crawling is really the first developmental position that you're really integrating right and left brain, because when we move the right side of our body, it's the left this. Messages have to fire simultaneously and communicate with each other. And the other thing about it is this is where the baby starts to develop some rhythm in movement. Yeah, I do. Right? So if I go too fast, it's hard to control the coordination between the right and left. So there's a definite rhythm to the crawling. So, and you notice this thing that she does, we'll get her to crawl again, Blue, but she does this a lot too. She's practicing. She's practicing putting more weight onto her feet, and in doing this, what are you elongating? What are you starting to stretch? Your hamstrings, which you can't walk in a crawling position. Right? You need to lengthen your hamstrings. So she's practicing. She's in preparation for that process. Not like a log roll. She actually has a very strong core. She started pulling up the whole upper trunk there when you were holding down her legs.
She has 6 months ahead.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right, so now that's what she's going to do. So it's also interesting, the whole about the drooling. Now, we don't think about this very often, but our jaw is actually connected to our core. We have connective tissue that keeps systems in our body together. So the connective tissue from our jaw actually goes all the way down through our back and wraps around our abdominals. So very often, you know, when we're working really hard, say a fine motor task, and we're cutting or writing, and you see kids like this, right? You see this kind of thing, or they're biting on their tongue, or they're doing something funny with their jaw, or they're drooling. It's because in order to have the control of their hands, in order to have control of your hands, you have to first have control of your trunk, of your core. And if you don't, you're going to try and stabilize your core any way you can. So there are things that you could do with your jaw that move the connective tissue that's actually covering your whole core. So you can manipulate your jaw and it helps support your trunk. So sometimes what happens with babies when they're starting to learn new motor skills, maybe they weren't a drooler before, but they start drooling again. You see a lot more drool because they're using their jaw and their tongue to help them gain control of their trunk.